What if the official story behind Nipsey Hussle's death only tells part of what really happened? Because years after the case was supposedly closed, some people still aren't buying the narrative that we've all been told. And one person who continues to stir up controversy is Suge Knight. From behind bars, Suge has been speaking out and making it clear that he doesn't believe Eric Holder acted alone. In fact, he claims there are much bigger names connected to this entire situation. And before all of these accusations started making headlines, there was actually a history between Suge and Nipsey that a lot of people completely forgot about.
I ain't killed Nipsey and had nothing to do with it because I wouldn't have benefited from Nipsey. I didn't have no business with Nipsey. Nipsey ain't signed to me, wasn't signed to me. I don't make no money off the Crenshaw shirts. I don't make nothing off nothing. I create my...
That history is exactly why many people have been paying attention to what Suge has to say now, because according to him, he had no reason to want Nipsey gone and no financial benefit to gain from it. But that hasn't stopped others from asking difficult questions, especially considering the comparisons people constantly make between Nipsey and Tupac. And one explosive accusation in particular continues to follow Suge around to this day.
Because if you were capable of doing what they're saying that you did to Tupac, why the f wouldn't we believe that you were capable of doing it to Nip because he was about to eclipse?
Eric Holder is currently serving 60 years to life for the murder of Nipsey Hussle. Officially, the case is closed, but according to Suge Knight, the real mastermind was never touched. He's been speaking from prison and suggesting that Nipsey was set up while pointing fingers at several people who were allegedly close to him, including Big U, Snoop Dogg, Diddy, and even Lauren London.
Cassandra! What are you doing? Want some blue dot?
And this is where things start getting complicated. If you really look at everything that happened that day, some people believe there are still unanswered questions. Suge has even compared Nipsey's death to Tupac's, hinting that there could be similarities between both tragedies. The official story says Eric Holder acted because of personal disputes and gang politics, but for years, people in the streets have been whispering that there's more to it than that. Recently, those whispers have gotten much louder. One name that constantly resurfaces is Eugene Big U Henley. Big U was heavily involved in the South Central community before later transitioning into entertainment.
He also had ties to Nipsey's early career. But after Nipsey's death, online speculation exploded, with some people questioning whether Big U knew more than he ever admitted publicly. Those suspicions intensified when Big U was later arrested in a major federal RICO case. Federal prosecutors accused him of operating what they described as a mafia-like criminal enterprise, and since then, every aspect of his past relationships has come under scrutiny. Then, another major allegation surfaced. Producer Loose Cannon claimed Big U called him before Nipsey was killed and allegedly spoke as if the incident had already happened. And according to Loose Cannon, only about 30 minutes later, Nipsey was shot.
Me and stuff like that. He was like, Nipsey just got killed. I'm like, sick, so I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey and I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it?
Nipsey answered.
Nipsey answered. He answered the phone. And I was like, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that.
Did you tell him the call you just got? Or you didn't even mention it?
I didn't mention it. And that's what fucked me up because my cousin is Nipsey baby mama. You get what I'm saying? So it was like, I could have probably stopped it or it had it.
Stop what? Fuck you mean? That fuck are you talking about?
No, because listen, so after I talked to Nipsey and I was like, yeah, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that. I'll see you later or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought Big U gave wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey. And so I'm like...
Wait. You get a call from Big U telling you Nipsey just got killed.
Yeah.
You panic, called Nip. Nip answered the phone.
Yeah. And
you
we
like...
were just talking on regular. So it's like, at the end of the day, I didn't even think about it because...
You don't even warn him that you got that call from dude.
No, because their relationship was so fucked up. It'd be like, they be hot one minute, then they be cold the next minute, and then they be lukewarm. Like, you
and
just
30 minutes after you get out the phone with Nip, he get killed.
Yeah, I got it.
So you think he hit you a little too...
That story immediately went viral. But Big U didn't stay quiet. After those claims were made public, legal action quickly followed. A cease and desist letter was reportedly sent, and the interview itself was eventually removed. Still, Loose Cannon didn't completely back down. He later clarified that he wasn't accusing Big U of ordering the hit itself, but instead suggested that Big U may have had prior knowledge and chose not to warn Nipsey. Then another bombshell entered the conversation. Suge Knight's former artist, SKG, claimed Suge believed jealousy may have played a major role. According to her, Suge felt Big U was envious of Nipsey's growing success and influence. And she also hinted that more information could eventually surface in the future.
Perspective on what his involvement could have been with the Nipsey situation. What do you think about that?
He absolutely was involved in Nipsey's situation. And people, they don't want to say it. They're scared to say it. That's fine. I'll say it for you. He was involved with the Nipsey situation. And I want to let the detectives, because they're supposed to reopen Nipsey's case. That's what I would.
At the same time, Suge began focusing on another issue entirely. He argued that Nipsey's loyalty to his neighborhood ultimately made him vulnerable. According to Suge, many successful artists struggle with walking away from the places they love most. He said Nipsey continued pouring everything back into his community, but that kind of loyalty can sometimes come with serious risks. That eventually led the conversation toward another controversial theory. Some people believe Nipsey wasn't betrayed by enemies, but by people who were close to him. And two names that continue getting mentioned are Snoop Dogg and Lauren London. Jaguar Wright previously claimed Nipsey was becoming too powerful within the industry. She argued that he was speaking independently, empowering his community, and disrupting systems that certain people wanted to protect. According to her allegations, industry gatekeepers weren't happy about that.
I'm answering to American Idol, which put her in position to meet Nipsey, and then she dumped Omar, who loved her madly, for Nipsey out of nowhere. All those Skin Diddy parties. All of the support that Snoop has for Honeycomb. You've been moving out the way, Snoop, allegedly. But you fucked up when you fucked with Nip. Y'all.
Jaguar didn't stop there. She also made claims involving Lauren London. According to her theory, Lauren wasn't simply in Nipsey's life because of a natural relationship. Instead, Jaguar alleged there was a much bigger agenda happening behind the scenes. She claimed Lauren was allegedly being used to monitor Nipsey and relay information back to powerful industry figures. These are extremely controversial allegations, and none of them have been proven. But despite how unbelievable they may sound, they continue fueling discussions online.
I'm accusing you now, Lauren. You work with Diddy to line up your baby daddy. Just like Khalees. Work with Nasquiat to line up Nas. When are y'all just gonna realize working with these ain't gonna save you? No, Lauren London isn't an only child. She has a sister, and her sister was working for the Honeycomb. Capricorn.
Wasn't Diddy executive producer of Nipsey's album?
Things became even more controversial when Suge appeared to support parts of these narratives. He once again compared Nipsey to Tupac, saying both men shared a similar blueprint when it came to uplifting their communities. According to Suge, that same mentality may have also made them targets. He even hinted that Snoop, who has long been surrounded by Tupac-related rumors, might have more explaining to do than...
Or end up in this motherfucker where you definitely have to come hollering. I don't.
And Suge has actually been saying versions of this for years, long before these recent conversations. He publicly questioned Snoop's role within the industry and even made accusations about him being protected in ways that others weren't. Those allegations have always been heavily disputed, but they continue resurfacing every time these conversations begin again.
Would never come. I mean, Snoop was on, we beat a murder trial for him, but then he was on probation. Then he got caught with 2 ounces of marijuana. Then he got caught with guns. And each time it's nothing. They're not going to violate him. Because for the street guys know what I'm talking about. There's no puzzle. I mean, if you get a guy that constantly getting in trouble and never gonna come to prison, that's because he's an informant. He's a rat, a snitch, And they're more important to the police on the streets than in here because they let them know what's going on. They might save their soul by telling them 3 or 4, 5.
This is where everything stands today. Officially, Eric Holder is serving life in prison for killing Nipsey Hussle. But according to Suge Knight and many people online, Holder may have simply been the person who got caught. You have Big U currently facing his own federal legal troubles. You have Loose Cannon's story about that mysterious phone call that allegedly happened 30 minutes before the shooting. You have Jaguar Wright accusing Snoop Dogg and Diddy of being connected to a much larger industry agenda. And then you have the Lauren London theory, which remains one of the most controversial claims of all. On top of that, Suge continues comparing Nipsey's death to Tupac's, causing even more people to question whether there were deeper connections that haven't been exposed. But now it's your turn. Who do you believe? Do you think Big U knew more than he admitted? Do you think Snoop or Diddy had anything to do with any of these allegations? And what about the Lauren London theory? Do you think there's any truth to it, or has the speculation gone way too far? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and stay tuned for the next video.